How are we doing today? Good. How you like the weather? What's that? We'll do anything to accommodate this group. You know that. We have a solid reputation for. All right, well, the scrimmage today, I thought there was a lot of improvement out there. You know, it was tough. It took a lot of mental toughness to, kind of grind through the conditions that we were in. I thought in the beginning of the scrimmage, the two first teams didn't sort of, dominate like you'd want them to, because the first, 55 plays or so of the scrimmage was sort of like a game, just play whatever situation comes up, play whatever plays come up. But then as the scrimmage, sort of moved on, I thought the first teams, played a little better, tackled a little better. Defense had a couple turnovers, would like to get more turnovers, but 2 for scores, which obviously when you're playing against yourself is, you don't like the fact that you didn't take care of the ball. And we've talked about the ball before, the ball. So, but, I thought our Darius Stewart had a really good day today. He had 8 catches and made some really good catches, adjusted to the ball well, made some contested plays, which was great to see. I think the biggest thing that we have to continue to work on, I like the running backs. I think I like the things that we can do in the running game with the backs that we have. Obviously, that's not something that we really go out there and emphasize, in a scrimmage. But it's, our efficiency in the passing game. Eliminate the drops, make plays when you have the opportunity. Quarterbacks put the ball on people where they have a chance to catch it and run it. So there's just a little more precision that we need to develop. And there was improvement from the week before. But I think we need a little more precision in that area. All the quarterbacks got some opportunity today. I think, Bateman had 27 throws. Morris had 21. Coker had 26. Barnett had 11. So, we tried to give everybody, some opportunity, and we will evaluate how they are doing. Jake missed 3 days of practice this week, so, the other guys got a few more reps during the course of the week, but I thought he did a decent job, today, taking even that into consideration. Defensively, Reggie Ragland has had a really good camp. I thought he did a nice job out there today. Ruben has had a good camp and did a nice job today, and, so A.J. Scott, I thought, had a really good day punting the ball. Griff, I know, made a 53-yard field goal or 52-yard field goal, which was really encouraging. He missed a 52-yarder, but the only 2 guys that I feel injury-wise, Dominic Jackson strained his shoulder. So, he may be out for a couple days. And Corwin Curvin got a sprained knee. And we think it's an MCL, which will, Robert Foster had an MCL last week and they didn't even miss any time. But this one, probably a week, maybe at the most. I don't like to make predictions. So I see progress. I think we have a lot of work to do. I think it's up to the players to, okay, you know what you want. What are you willing to do it? How you going to battle the adversity that you need to go through to make the improvements that we may need to make to be the kind of team we can be. So that's certainly going to be an important part of what we do this week.
Start over here with Eric. Just wondering how the special teams is doing. Landon was such a sure tackler last year, and also who are you looking at for returning punts and kicks?
Well, Cyrus has done it before and has done a really nice job in the spring and the fall. He's got really good judgment, really good hands, running ability, fast and explosive. So, after that, we're looking at you know, 3 or 4 guys to be backups, probably, you know, Chris Black being one of those guys that has done it some in the past, but that's an area that we definitely need to develop some guys. Mulaney is a very sure-handed guy, so, you know, we feel good about that part of it.
Coach, you said in the previous scrimmage that you didn't need to see a lot of Derrick Henry carrying the ball. Did you do the same thing today, a little bit more? How did you handle it?
Well, it was our goal today that, you know, Derrick, last week we wanted him to carry it no more than 5 times. This week it was 6 to 8. And I don't know exactly. He had 8. Kenyon Drake had 6. Damian Harris had 14. So that's about what we wanted to get out of him. We wanted to get him banged. We wanted to get Kenyon Drake hit. Now, he hadn't been hit since the Ole Miss game, so he scrimmaged today quite a bit, and we wanted 5 or 6 carries for him and, you know, play a lot on loose play downs, which he did.
We haven't heard a ton about Alec Morris. How did he look today, and how's he improved throughout camp? Alec Morris.
Alec has done a nice job all spring. I think he does a really good job of understanding the offense. He helps the other players play better. And, you know, I think that he has probably shown command at the position, which I think is important. We just got to, you know, continue to work on, you know, touch, accuracy, efficiency, but we're really pleased with what Alec has done in this camp.
Just a little bit off topic, but just thinking about Scott Cochran, what makes him different from other strength coaches and the energy he brings?
Well, you know, I don't know. You know, he's been our strength coach for a long time. Ever since the guy we had at the Dolphins, and ever since, you know, Moffitt, and he was with Moffitt. Moffitt's a lot like him. So I can only compare him to people that I've been around, and I don't like to compare people. I just think that Scott Cochran has a lot of passion for his job, a lot of energy and enthusiasm. I think he really cares about the players, and I think the players know that, and I think the players really respond well to him. He's just so positive that I think it helps and is uplifting to everyone. But I think the biggest thing is he really cares about the players, and the players know it, and I think they care and respond to him.
Two more, Matt.
So I know you mentioned the pass attempts, but how was the workload split up today in terms of who was working with first team, second team, and?
You know, it's really complicated, and it's probably not really important. It's important to me. It's important to us. It's our plan, but it's not a plan to be put out for speculation. So they all got turns.
You mentioned the specialists, but what about that core group of cover guys? I think you were looking for, you know, on your special team stuff.
Right. Well, you know, Tony Brown, Bradley Silv, you know, Minka has turned out to be a really good special teams player. Robert Foster has done a really good job on special teams. You know, Sean Dion has always been a really good special teams player. Dylan Lee. So, you know, we've got kind of a group that has got some experience. Obviously, it's important for us to get a lot of people involved in special teams so we don't have to play starters. And I think it's good for team morale when you have a lot of different guys that have roles. But, you know, those are some of the guys that I've been, you know, impressed with. You know, Sean Burgess-Becker is even a guy that, you know, has done a nice job on special teams so far.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you.